Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eastwood for Life Fan back with another monthly update video. And this is movie pickups update for the month of October 2022. Hoping all you guys had a great Halloween, and no doubt that you'll have watched plenty of horror movies in the month of horror. And I did pick up a few horror movie titles. It's not one of my strongest movie genres. I do like the classics, from the 70s to the 90s. But trying to pick up a few more missing classics from my collection, as well as some modern day horror movies. So no DVDs. So we've got Blu-rays and 4K titles in this update. One of my favourite horror directors, Wes Craven, and this is a early 1980s movie, Deadly Blessing, about a kind of like a religious, isolated community, something known as Borg 9, a young Sharon Stone, and also Michael Berryman from the Hills of Eyes movies. This is a UK Arrow video release. Wes Craven, horror director, known for the Elm Street movies, the Hill Street Blues, the Hills of Eyes movies, as well as the Scream movies. And this is like the DVD and Blu-ray combo. Comes with a booklet. And don't think I have seen this one. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this one. Ernest Borgnine always was a reliable actor in movies. There's Michael Berryman, horror movie icon. So I did check out the trailer of this one, and I don't think I have seen this one, a Wes Craven movie, which I am planning on picking up a few more of his movies. And one of his most famous franchises that he's known for is the Scream movies. He did direct the first 4 movies, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Very popular a very, very popular franchise, I should say, from Wes Craven. And this has the first 3 movies of the Ghostface Killer, which I picked in my local CX store for a very reasonable price. I know the first 2 have been released on 4K, which I probably won't bother. The first 2 ones were my favourite, and the third one wasn't that great. And then I actually didn't bother with the 4th one, which I actually think I've heard is a far better movie than the 3rd movie. And they've also made Scream 2022. So guys, let me know if the new movie is worthy of watching. So looking forward to revisiting the Scream movies again. It's been a while. This horror sequel badly needs a Blu-ray release, and this is Fright Night 2, and this is the Spanish Blu-ray. I'm not the biggest vampire horror fan, but Fright Night, the original movie directed by Tom Holland, was a classic. I think he did write this movie, but he didn't direct it. And actually I think there was going to be a new Fright Night movie, which I think Tom Holland is going to be directing, which I think the story gets continued from after the first movie. But Roddy McDowall, he does return in this one. One I never got around to watching, Fright Night 2. And Spanish release, grey release, and it does come with a English audio. And the next few horror movies, these were picked up from my local CX store, all for cheap prices. The Blair Witch Project, one from the late 1990s. Box office hit, this one, which was made for peanuts really, and it earned just under $250 million worldwide. About 3 movie students who kind of go on a woodlands tour where they're trying to film a documentary about a local witch legend. And it was a massive hype surrounding this movie, and a lot of fans were kind of divided whether they really loved the movie or hated the movie, because it's mainly filmed with a handheld camera style. And I've got to be honest, I actually didn't mind this one. I enjoyed it because it was quite inventive for its day and its time, and it was actually quite scary towards the end of the movie, the Blair Witch Project. But they did do a kind of like a sequel, which was more like a movie. This was kind of done in a documentary style, which, the second movie I didn't enjoy at all, but this one was a pretty good one for the idea of the Blair Witch Project. The next horror movie is actually one that was recommended to us by my good buddy Dan from Dan's Man Cave VHS, and he said this one was a kind of very unsettling watch. And then they kind of like a discussion between us. I remembered him talking about this one, and it was available in my local CX store, so I grabbed it for, I think it was, they were giving this one away. It was a couple of pounds VHS, which I think they made a couple of sequels to this movie. Guys, let me know if you've seen that one. And this one, It Follows, kind of one of the better horror movies in the last decade, about a young woman who's being followed by kind of like an unknown supernatural force. I did check the trailer of this one, and I like the look of this movie. It Follows. Again, not seen this one. Guys, let me know if this one's a good modern day horror movie and how it compares to some of the better movies in the genre. The next stack of movies are all US releases, which were sent to us by my good buddy Mike from Daig Films in our recent trade package, which I did do a video of. I'll just briefly go through these for those who might not have seen that video. This one, a Euro crime movie from 1980, directed by Lucio Fulci, horror director, well-known horror director. And this is Contraband, Eurocrime movie starring Fabio Testi, and this release is actually from a new company, Calderon. And part of that package, there were quite a few Criterion Collection releases. This one, the Lady Snowblood movies, movies that influenced Tarantino in the Kill Bill movie. Japanese martial arts movie, this one. And I did try to track down the Arrow UK release, but they are pretty pricey. This one's a lot cheaper from the Criterion label, and it does come with plenty of features. Lady Snowblood. The next one is actually one from the label that I've had my eye on for quite a while. Straw Dogs, early 1970s classic, directed by Sam Peckinpah, starring Dustin Hoffman and Susan George. And I'm not a big fan of Dustin Hoffman, but great performance in this one, where a young couple, a young American and a young English wife, they move from the US to live in the UK, and they're kind of getting hassled and bullied by the locals, Straw Dogs. Classic movie, this one of Sam Peckinpah's best movies from his career. And another Criterion Collection release, this one, Raging Bull, Martin Scorsese's Oscar-winning movie starring Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, where he plays the portrayal of middleweight contender and champion Jake LaMotta from New York. Great movie, this one of my favourite Robert De Niro performances, and yeah, I can't wait to check this one out. Raging Bull. And part of the package, he did send me 3 hard to get Denzel Washington movies. The first one being The Mighty Quinn, and this is an early one. I think this one was from the late 1980s. The Mighty Quinn. This is from Olive Films, and I think, as far as I know, the only Blu-ray release of this movie. Kind of filling up my Denzel Washington movie collection, and this is one I've never seen before. And the next movie from the Criterion collection label is Mississippi Masala, about an Indian woman and a black man who fall in love together. And this one, early 90s, comes with features as well. Great actor, Denzel Washington, whether it's a romantic movie, action, drama movies, he's always a reliable actor, and yeah, he can always play a good guy or a villain with ease. And yeah, one of the best actors in the last 3 or 4 decades in Denzel Washington, in my opinion. And the last one was actually pretty hard to track down, this one, The Preacher's Wife, Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston. An angel comes down to earth to help a preacher save his church and his family. Great singer, Whitney Houston. And the last movie from that epic package from Mike Dade Films is the street urban drama Juice. This is the 4K steelbook. This one made in the 1990s, starring Tupac Shakur, about a group of youths. They kind of want the respect from their local neighbourhood, and they turn into a life of crime. Tupac Shakur, who shortly after this, I think it was a couple of years after this, he tragically died. But definitely one of his best performances from his short acting career, and he would have developed into a better actor for sure, because he had a lot of potential. Did enjoy him in the movie Gang Related. So yeah, Juice, the 4K steelbook from the US. And a few action movies. Yeah, 2 Chuck Norris movies. This one getting a first time Blu-ray release from the 88 Films label. 1978's Good Guys Wear Black, where Chuck Norris plays a kind of like a ex-leader of a commando squad, and he's now a school teacher, and some of the members of his team are getting killed off, and he goes to investigate. And this one is actually directed by Ted Post, who directed the second Dirty Harry movie, Magnum Force. It's not one of Chuck Norris's best movies, but a pretty decent one. And I'm just wondering, are the 88 Films label going to be releasing more Chuck Norris movies? Because they did release Invasion USA, and there's quite a few movies from his career that's never been released in the UK, which would be nice to have, like Lone Wolf McQuade. Yeah, Good Guys Wear Black. And the next Chuck Norris movie is one that's got a first time release on Blu-ray. You cannot get this anywhere. worldwide, and it's the German media book release of Psychics, a kind of comedy drama from the early 1990s. It's not one of Chuck Norris. It's not one of his greatest movies. But one that I've always enjoyed, and there are 3 different covers for this German media book, which are actually all sold out on the Amazon Germany. And this one actually is about a bullied teenager played by Jonathan Brandis, who dreams about being the movie sidekick to Chuck Norris, and then they eventually meet up, and then Chuck Norris trains him for a kind of like a martial arts tournament. So it's a little bit similar to the Karate Kid movie, but more comedic, and it does come with a English audio. And previously I did have the Australian release of this on DVD, which was a very poor transfer on DVD, and I've always enjoyed this movie because Chuck Norris, he does have fun in playing and kind of playing the role, and also taking the mick about his movie career, because there are a few scenes where the bully teenager who dreams of being his movie sidekick, and they kind of act out a few scenes in some of Chuck Norris's more popular movies, like this one in Missing in Action. And Jonathan Brandis, who had a promising acting career, he actually passed away in his late 20s. I think he was around about 27 years old when he passed away. He took his own life. He was in the war movie with Bruce Willis, Heart's War, and he was kind of depressed that his the screen time on screen was actually cut down, and he was depressed by that, and he took his own life shortly. Also in this movie you do get Mako. This is also another cover for the media book release, but there are some 3 different media book covers, as they normally do with the German releases. Limited, and you also get that as a cover as well, this one here. But yeah, pretty fun comedic drama. Chuck Norris and Jonathan Brandis. Shame that a young actor would take his life, because he did have quite a promising career. So yeah, the German media book of Psychics, and it does come with a English audio. And the last title that I picked up, which was a very expensive purchase, is the Zavi exclusive of the 4K collector's edition, limited collector's edition, or ultimate collector's edition of Rambo First Blood, which I did do a separate video of this beautiful box set. And if you'd missed that video, it's still on the channel. An expensive purchase, but it was a great release for one of my favourite Sylvester Stallone movies. So if you want to see this shown in full detail, just check that video out, because it was a couple of videos ago. Yeah, one of the most anticipated releases for me anyway, in picking up this beautiful set for First Blood. So guys, they are all the movies that I picked up in October 2022. Let me know your thoughts. As always, it's good to hear from you guys. Hoping all of you are watching plenty of movies, and as always, keep on collecting, take care, and look out for more future Eastwood for Life content on the channel. Take care.
Go ahead. Make my day.